like and subscribe. Why is it necessary to wear makeup to look professional? Patriarchy. Yep, it's just sexism and patriarchy. Exactly. If anyone gives you at work about wearing makeup, just ask if this rule applies to all employees. If it only applies to women, that's sexual discrimination. Same with bras. Men have titties too. Cring. I wore makeup to my interview, and never again, after I got the job. What are they gonna do, tell me to start wearing makeup? I'd like to see them try lol. Fatter is exactly what I do. I wear makeup so less, that my makeup always expires, before I can use it a second time. Actually, this happened to a coworker. She usually wore makeup, but then decided not to one day. Sure, you can notice the difference, but she has great skin, so she looks great without makeup. Her boss started questioning her about what was wrong with her face, and told her she shouldn't come in without makeup. Honestly, her boss is an R, and I'm so glad I work in a different department, because I would lose my on him. Anyway, she kept wearing makeup, but gradually wearing less, and now she occasionally goes without makeup, and no one says a word. I had a job do exactly that. I wore makeup to the interview, only eye stuff, because I never wear a full face, but then stopped a couple weeks in, because I was tired of it, and having some eye issues, and my manager brought it up in my 3-month review. She wouldn't flat out say we want you to wear makeup, but instead said think of how you present yourself. Would you go on a date looking as you do coming into work? I played dumb, and refused to wear makeup. They brought it up every single review thereafter as well, in some sort of beat around the bush way every time. I left after less than a year. I do the same thing. I also take out piercings and my wedding ring. They all go right back for day one of the job. I was told by my male boss and male hours that I needed to do something about my red face and smile more, because it made me look aggressive when I didn't. So yeah, hours can literally tell you to wear makeup. My cousin didn't wear makeup to her interview, but after she got the job she was told she needed to wear makeup. It is. Since when? Always thought makeup was a personal choice, and not a necessity to look professional. In many places it is deemed unprofessional looking to not wear it. There have even done studies on how women are perceived professionally with and without makeup on, and the results are not great. In some places they can require makeup as part of dress code. I think it also depends on what the woman looks like without makeup. Unfortunately, a woman with dark circles under her eyes, naturally bushy eyebrows, or a plain face, may be more likely to be told they look unprofessional without makeup. I think it's not so much dependent on profession as workplace. I would say women wearing makeup is 50/50 at my workplace. If you give in to these patriarchal expectations, they don't go away. I'm all for wearing makeup, if you want to, but don't feel it should be an expectation. I have not worn makeup the duration of my career, and have a professional designation. It has not held me back. Imagine a female lawyer or realtor without makeup. It's highly dependent on profession, but the professions that do require it have a pretty high compliance rate. Depends on the type of work. Lawyers, sales roles, banking makeup would likely be expected. Bricklayers, framers, college professors in science departments. Maybe not expected. One of the places I worked at sent every female employee a model shot with a look we were supposed to replicate, and a product list. This was a minimum wage waitressing job, and all the products were MAC and similar brands, no drugstore makeup. Every now and again a higher level secretary would round up all the women working to check their makeup, and then give us a cup with a bunch of products to share, so our makeup would fit their standard. How unhygienic is that? Sharing makeup products with 12 other people, I was the only one who complained, and got written up for it. Many of these minimum wage waitressing/hostessing jobs also required women to wear heels all day, even in the back of house, where you are not being seen by customers anyway. Factor in the cost of high heels, stockings, and makeup for someone who is making minimum wage, not to mention the health issues of standing up for 12-hour shifts wearing high heels. Meanwhile, the requirements for men were shower before coming to work and use deodorant. It boggles my mind how this is not illegal. It's not. My mom says it is. I'm confused. I run the intake department at a high volume acute inpatient psychiatric hospital. I have been the director for 5 years and am the youngest director they currently have. I have not worn Macup a single day that I have worked here, and I do not wear Macup in my everyday life. There might be some antiquated and outdated bosses or work cultures that require it, but the best thing we can do to move forward is not work at those places that do require it. You should never be judged at a place of employment for anything other than the quality of your work. Woman's clothes retail chains are the worst. The only place they ever pressured me to wear Macup, I still did not, and they would not let it go. It was a part-time job that paid absolute but we were always supposed to wear business casual and Macup. Ugh, no. It depends on your profession. In lots of STEM jobs wearing Macup is 100% a choice / discouraged. Your mom might be right if you have a different job. When I had a customer service job I really appreciated the Macup, because it made me feel like I had more authority. Can confirm, I'm scientist, wear zero Macup. Some days I do not even brush my hair. Still 100% awesome at my job. I'm a woman in skilled trades. I wore minimal Macup to my interviews. It's all I own really, and nonsense. Nobody questions that. A few women work in the offices of my shop and it's like 50/50 makeup or not. In my particular case it seems silly to wear it, because my face gets dirty all day, and we currently wear masks all day. I work in STEM and I always wear Macup for interviews. I think conventionally pretty people can get away with no Macup, but natural Macup really goes a long way into making one seem likable. This is facts and some people do it unconsciously. It sucks a lot, but I can tell the difference when I interview really natural with my natural hair / braids and bare face vs when I wear a weave and put on natural bare face Macup. Thankfully I only do that until I have the contract, then I just show up as myself afterward. As a woman in STEM, I agree. I actually love makeup, but I avoid wearing it to work to avoid seeming less intelligent, even though I know it's bogus. Also can confirm, an engineering consultant and analyst. Never wore makeup for work. Macup is actually forbidden where I work. Clean rooms. It isn't. This is a bull rule. This is probably going to be a controversial opinion, but Macup really can make a person look more polished. I wouldn't say it's necessary though, but a bit of tinted moisturizer and brow pencil makes me look more fresh and awake. Yeah, I absolutely do not think women should be shamed for not wearing Macup, but I personally think it just makes you look more professional and put together. For me it is less about looking made up as it is looking well groomed. I do not care less if my colleagues, male, female or other, wear makeup, but I do want them to look like they have made an effort to be clean and tidy. Exactly. I feel so much better and look more serious wearing makeup. Did not know women hated it. I totally agree with you. It's a great tool we have, and I'm actually happy to see some men embrace makeup. And yes, it definitely isn't necessary and should never be required for a job. Unless you're in performing arts, where it's a costume. Studies have shown that women who don't wear Macup tend to be seen as less professional, and I personally think it's because the beauty standards for women are very much centered around women who wear Macup. The average woman is expected to wear Macup, whether consciously or not, and this deviation from the norm is often seen as unprofessional. This also largely depends on the culture, as women in South Korea are expected to wear much more Macup than women in Iceland. However, women are already considered less professional than men regardless of clothes, Macup or other factors, so really the bias is more rooted in misogyny than anything. Best answer. I was just looking into the study you referenced yesterday. It's a real bias both men and women currently have, whether we like it or not. We still have a choice, but there are consequences to deviating from the norm. 100% agree. I think another aspect is, like it or not, most of us hew more closely to cultural norms for beauty when we cover up our blemishes and highlight our best features. People respond more positively to that which is beautiful. And not just in women, taller men, handsome men, etc. have advantages as well. I think we should start a campaign to convince men they have to wear makeup to look better too. If I have to suffer, so should you. And if you wear men's clothes and have a man's haircut, then you really look unprofessional despite looking like the rest of them. When I worked in corporate, it was quite like peer pressure, because all the women were wearing makeup. It is professional because makeup makes one look less tired, if that makes sense. I work in healthcare now and almost no one wears makeup. I'm a 30-year-old woman with a corporate job at a Fortune 500 company, making $100K salary plus good benefits. I wore mascara to the interview, but otherwise never wear makeup to work. It hurts my eyes and makes me feel super tired early in the day. I don't wear contacts for the same reason. A lot of my peers don't wear makeup either. There are a lot of cards you can play to help people perceive you as more professional. Makeup is one of those, and there are probably places that are stupidly fixated on it. But you can also do things like having good posture, wearing professional looking shoes, hair, usually pulled up, and clothes, clean, steamed/ironed, and the right size for you, and practicing how you speak to sound more conventionally professional, e.g. train yourself to use fewer likes and ums again. Nothing inherently wrong with not talking like an office drone, but it is a lever you can pull to change how people perceive you. You do not need to wear makeup to look professional, especially if it's going to be distracting you from doing a good job, because your face is hurting all day from it. For the same reason in elementary school girls had to wear dresses or skirts, and when I was in my 20s and 30s we had to wear pantyhose in the workplace, and for the same reason women still cannot wear sleeveless blouses in my same workplace today. All BS. The sleeveless shirt thing drives me crazy. My last workplace was super lax, but we did have to wear sleeves. I'm like okay, but I have hyperhidrosis, so my pit stains are gonna look real professional. Because upper arms are super sexy, am I right? Sigh. I remember a friend of mine telling me her daughter was not going to be allowed to wear sleeveless shirts when she became a teenager. WTF. Are men wearing sleeveless shirts? Sleeveless is pretty unprofessional on both genders, but I'd argue Marizo on men. It's not, but I hear you. My ex-boss believes in that and it drives me crazy. She would literally hound me and report me to ours for not wearing makeup. Ours sided her BTW, which is why I left, while saying nothing about my male coworker who shows up in graphic t-shirts, jeans, sneakers and never ever brushes his hair. Wow, glad you left. 100% illegal to do what she and ours did. If I went into work with my job in makeup, I would look unprofessional, especially if it's hot and sweating. It's not necessary to wear makeup to look professional. I think it is, because women who wear makeup look more awake. Unfortunately, it is us women who accustomed men to think makeup is an essential part of our dress. I don't think men are the ones requesting it honestly, It shouldn't be, unless you have a job directly associated with it. I mean, if you sell makeup, your face is basically free advertising. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's the case, especially in the States. I'm European and I've always thought that Americans wear full face makeup almost every day. Here, using a lot of makeup in a professional setting would actually be considered unprofessional. But this is just an observation of mine. Just like anywhere, there are some who do, and some who don't. I've never even owned concealer, or blush or powder. I own some mascaras and some eyeshadows. I wore some this past weekend for a pub crawl and my BF and roommate were like, "What's on your face?" Because I wear it so infrequently. I've never once been questioned at work for not wearing any. There are people like me. I know other women who at least will wear eye makeup to make their baggy eyes look better or whatever reasons. And then I know some women who do the whole face. Before COVID, wearing makeup was a rest I did, because I had gotten used to the way my face looked with it. Not wearing any made me feel not ugly, but also not my best self. Washed out, pale, boring, you name it. I would not go out without some foundation and mascara, even if it was a quick trip to the grocery store. Foundation and mascara are also the extent of my makeup capabilities, so there was never a question of doing more. Then, COVID happened and I suddenly spent most of my time at home, wearing masks in public, and kept my distance from people. I didn't wear any makeup in over a year, and I somehow reconnected with the way my face looks without any makeup. I got used to myself again, cheesy as it sounds. I started a new job a few months ago, and haven't worn makeup to the office ever since I started. I don't even think my colleagues notice, they don't know me any different. For me, makeup was never about professionalism, but how it would make me feel. I'm all for using makeup to please yourself, but I was using it to please others, and I'm glad I got over that. Every other woman looks like Thea wearing it, and in my mind it makes me feel underdressed, In the past, women were expected to wear makeup as part of looking professional. As society slightly progresses, it is becoming less expected, and more of a personal choice. However, there are still fields, law, sometimes academia, etc., where the norm still includes some level of makeup. Articling student. I would never dream of showing up to the office barefaced. I can get away with it on days I work from home. At least while court is still remote, Ontario, but when I am in person it is a requirement. I do have coworkers who chose not to wear a full face, but they do not command the same level of respect as I am able to. I am not sure if that is a correlation, because their personality impacts their choice to wear makeup or not, or because I dress better, or my own bias, or because of the makeup itself, or most likely a whole combo. But it absolutely helps command respect in the workplace. Which is a bummer, if you do not like makeup. I personally enjoy the artistry of it, but it is not cool that it is expected. No. I have never worn makeup. I am allergic to it. Paint me in pretty much any brand and I will come out in nasty spots and itchy red blotches. Even hypoallergenic brands are anathema to my skin. Do you need to wear makeup to work? No. Will wearing it maybe give you a leg up in the workplace? Yes. My best friend and I met at work. We were both television producers and the only two women who did our makeup, dressed well, wore heels, etc. at our company. Most producers dressed in hoodies and sneakers, because they had to run across set. They were still hired, and were good at their jobs. However, being attractive opened up a lot of doors for my friends and I. We were the only ones allowed to work big projects, and meet with bigger clients, Netflix, HBO, ABC, etc., because people just assumed we knew how to blend in with the big dogs. The producers in hoodies were senior to us, and worked just as hard, but we were the ones who got to advance and get better clients. Not a coincidence. This is new to me. I never experienced this type of pressure, but maybe I just got really lucky. Are you thinking about some specific industry? It's not professional to wear makeup. I have worked many jobs, 15 plus, and not once has anyone ever told me, or made mention, that I should wear makeup to look more professional. It's a personal choice, and don't let anyone tell you different. Those who wear makeup all the time for that purpose have the mindset that they have to, which is wrong, or they aren't satisfied enough with their natural beauty. Wearing makeup does not mean you are not satisfied with your natural beauty. If you look that different with makeup on, that is on you. I look exactly like myself, except my acne is covered, and you can see that I have eyelashes. It isn't. It just equates to effort made emo. You did not just roll out of bed. You can achieve the same effort with ironed, well put together clothing and tasteful accessories. Decent hair, etc. I agree it should not be a requirement, but first impressions last and PPL do judge instantly. It's not everywhere. I never wore makeup, and I got a job in public administration. Never once was I asked about my lack of makeup, or suggested that I should wear one. But yes, professions exist that require a certain type of appearance. It is mostly rooted in patriarchy. But recently they are a pushback. For example, some airlines start to loosen the rules and requirements, and getting rid of high heels, makeup and skirts as work uniform for their stewardess. Because God forbid you can see my eye bags or dark circles or vertical bar. Acne marks. How dare I be human and normal? This thread should be on the front page. Makeup shouldn't be necessary. My wife is a medical doctor and never wears makeup. It is not, as far as I know. I have never worn anything more elaborate than lip gloss to my office job. Wearing the right clothes to fit the office culture and maintaining an appropriate hairstyle has always been important for maintaining a professional appearance, at least to me. Edit, word. Since when? I have never worn makeup to work ever and nobody said anything. This is my experience also, but it seems that the people on this thread don't want anyone to say it. I don't understand why. If that was the case at my job I would quit. It's not. Most men can't even tell whether you're wearing makeup anyway, as long as you take good care of your skin, and are lucky enough not to suffer from acne or the like. When I worked as a waitress, a receptionist and in retail I always felt immense pressure to look my best. I hated it, and it made me anxious at work. Now I work as a play therapist with children and I never wear makeup. I love it. Men would look more professional with makeup too. How about we hold them to the same standards? Yes, I'm so over women having to please men as a standard, while many men go about their day being inconsiderate due to the low standards they are held to. Women are judged for their looks, whether they want to be or not. Meanwhile men can be stinky, rude, toads and everyone is supposed to just accept them. To look professional you do not need makeup. Being professional it's a behavior not a look, and if someone requires makeup on a workplace to look like that that's not a really professional place. You've been visited by the ghost of a very important man. Pay your respects by liking and subscribing, and he'll grant you 3 weeks of good luck.